That's right. We're still in 1987. And in 1987, what do we have? We have pirates! This is where I must start with a confession. Technically, this is not Sid Meier's Pirates that was released in 1987. This is Pirates Gold, which is a remake, which was in the early 90s. So technically, the version that we are playing right now, or will be playing soon, is not the 1987 version. But I didn't look at it too closely before, so we're gonna roll with it. It is still old-ish. But we will start out with something that we've kind of neglected to do in the last couple games, which is reading the manual. Now, this is a long time ago. This is before the days of, having a lot of in-game tutorials, having a lot of things explained, and like that being part of game design is not necessarily hand-holdy, but that, you shouldn't need an outside source of information. All the information should be there as part of the game. That wasn't the philosophy back in the 80s and 90s, so you end up with some pretty hefty instruction manuals that include a lot of neat details. So we're probably going to skip, of course, it says it's divided into two parts. The first part is the technical supplement that says, how to run it. We're fine. We can get it to run pretty easily. The second part is, of course, how to play the game. And then it just says in all caps, all players should read the technical supplement. Of course. Let's zoom this in. There we go. Required equipment. Computer. Display. Can run entirely from keyboard, though we highly recommend that you employ a mouse. Okay. IBM PC DOS or Microsoft DOS. Back in the day, when there were multiple versions of DOS you might have been on. We are, of course, going to be running it through DOSBox. Install options, we don't really care, we don't really care, we don't really care. No on-disk copy protection. During play, the program asks you a question to ensure ownership of the manual. During an early voyage, you're asked to identify a pirate flag and must compare the on-screen illustration with the illustrations in the later half of the manual. This was also super common at this time. You might have seen this in last week's stream when we were back in 1986, playing Where in the USA is Carmen Sandiego. In that case, it was even more specific than just identify this flag. It was, hey, what's the word in bold on page 57 of the manual? That's highly specific. Fortunately, GameFAQs fixed that for us, so we could just look into it and it wasn't a problem. Microprose regrets that continuing casual and organized software piracy requires that we maintain this minimal form of copy protection. We have done our best to design the copy protection to minimize intrusion upon legitimate owners. Again, this was early 90s that this manual came out, and I believe this copy protection was also in the 87 version, so this has been a thing for a very long time. Back in the day before they asked for root access to your machine in order to do these sorts of things. Memory requirements, DOS extenders, video cards, we don't care about any of that. Alright. So. We have mouse control where we can click on. Alright, game controls. Excellent. And it's so early that they expect that not everyone is familiar with a computer. Such that they actually tell you what the acronyms mean. ESC for escape, LMB for left mouse button. Like, this is the sort of thing that everyone nowadays takes for granted. They're like, yeah, obviously. But not always. And of course, Return? Now, see, this is a difference. No one nowadays is going to call it the return key. It is the enter key. It has been the enter key for decades. Carriage return and line feed are two different things. But as far as computers are concerned, or at least a lot of computers, depending on your platform, they're the same thing. It's the enter key. Although new line characters across platforms are their own little annoyance. For those of you who might not be familiar with this in different platforms, on Windows, when you hit the enter key, the invisible character that gets typed in that moves the thing to the next line is two characters. It's a carriage return and a line feed, which is one to move it down and one to move it back to the side. Yes, my camera says that way. Yes, back to the side. Other platforms, so your Linuxes and whatnot of the world, might use either just carriage return or just line feed, depending on what flavor you're using. So that's always fun. Most libraries take care of that for you on their own now anyway. But, again, this is before that was really much of a thing. Okay, so. General controls. P to pause. Good to know. We have sound toggles. We have quit to DOS is Q. Go to Captain's Cabin is spacebar. Okay, so we can move around with arrows and make a selection with enter. Got it. Move around with arrow keys, press enter, or mouse. Alright, pick a sword, arrows / mouse. So mouse control, you can do all the 9 things. We will probably use the number pad for low, medium, high, attack, parry, or parry and retreat. Okay, it looks like we can't entirely do that with the keyboard because it looks like the difference between slash and thrust yeah, I don't see a way to do it on keyboard. Okay, so we need to remember this at some point, that thrust is right mouse button, and slash is left mouse button, and then for the others you just click on them. Flee the battle. Parry and retreat until pirate reaches the far right edge of the screen. Cool. Cursor controls. Work best if you have a numeric keyboard on your computer. Oh, never mind. Here are the cursor controls. Okay. So slash is shift number and thrust is just the numbers. Got it? In town, enter a building is arrows and return or left mouse button. You can leave by sea or by land by clicking the different things. Check city status by clicking on the city name. Cool, so that's a thing. And Captain's Cabin is, of course, spacebar. So this is looking like it's... So I probably should have done my research on what the game itself entails. So this is very much a simulation kind of game. So we... In the merchant / plunder screens, again, it's just click on things. Just click on things. We can come back to the controls later, probably, because most of this looks like it's just clicking on things, nothing special. Turbo mode for T. Search for treasure / lost relative. That's highly specific. is S. Land combat. You can tab through your targets. Okay. So now we're going to walk through the opening sequence. So we've got the credits, which are always nice. And then we have all sorts of other things that we can do. So we'll all go through this together once we're in game. But it's basic character selection. Novice players may want to fence using the keyboard controls rather than mouse, as the keyboard controls are somewhat easier to master. Go figure. And turbo mode is basically like speed up, but you know, only if the way is clear. Okay, so note our oh, you can't see it. We're only this far into the manual because it's going to talk about a lot of stuff. We've got art here. Got some dangerous looking fellows. Interesting. He has... Now, I'm not a really knowledgeable sword guy. But it's interesting that he's got like a basket rapier, and then what is the name of it? Like, this one's got a full solid shield on it, and this one's got just the middle, like, more cage-like stuff on it. And also, I thought these were more for rapiers, whereas this is clearly an edged sword? Like a saber? So, I don't know. Maybe that is accurate for the time, and I just don't know my swords. I wonder if it's also accurate for the time that they seem to all be using, like, different kinds of swords. And they're just like, we're pirates, we use whatever we can get. But yes. Rules of play. Alright. The stars of new kings and empires are rising in Europe. New opportunities abound for the ambitious man. There are reputations to be made, fortunes to be won, beautiful women to wed, and with royal favor, you might even gain a patent of nobility. Yes. Nowhere are the opportunities greater than in the Spanish Main, the Caribbean Sea, the crossroads of the Atlantic. Here the great powers engage in an unending struggle for dominance of these strategic waters. Here the displaced of the old world seek to wrest a living from the new. Here the seas are filled with rich merchantmen, ungainly cargo flutes, and the greatest prize of all, Spanish galleons, slow and fat, heavy laden with Spanish gold. Alright, so to begin the adventure, we load in according to the instructions that we skipped over earlier because they are straightforward, so we don't need to. And we go forward. Alright, so we also get instructions about the manual itself. Book 1, information on how to play, as well as historical background. Book 2, details on events that take place during the voyage, and your goals and the treasures awaiting you. Book 3 provides specific details on the ships of the period, famous pirate expeditions, and the political and economic situation in each of the 6 eras. So, Book 3 is basically just straight up history. The City Gazetteer lists and describes the cities of Pirates Gold. Okay. So, if we want to skip ahead, past the instructions. We'll come back to instructions in a second. Where is Book 2? No, that's the logbook. Ship encounters. Here we go. Book 2, A Pirate's Life. So all of that up there was just, you know, how to play. We're not going to sit and read all of that, or it will literally take the full stream. If I wanted to read this whole thing out loud, we will be here for probably 2 hours. And I don't think I'm that into reading the manual. So, here we go. Book 3, The Golden Antilles. So this is just basically history. Okay, so it's going to talk about our ships first. cargo space. Alright, so we have wind blows from this direction. And we have nautical terms. Running before the wind, into the eye of the wind. Close hold. Close hold. Close hold into the eye. Close hold, beam reach. Beam reach. Are these sail positions? Okay. Speeds are given in leagues, traveled during a watch. Interesting. First value is best speed in light wind, the second is best speed in strong wind. Neat. Also, difference in cargo space and tonnage. Tonnage includes, like, how many people it can carry. Cargo is how much space you have for things other than, you know, the people and what you need to keep them alive. I wonder how much of this is important to the game. Like, I'm betting it does come into point. Like, we're going to be in-game, it's going to say, okay, the wind is blowing this way. So, and you are on a close-hauled ship, and they're on a broad-reach ship. Which direction do you need to go to try to catch them? Or, like, which side do you want to circle around to before they notice you, so that you can get towards them and they can't run away from you? So, like, the Spanish galleon, broad reach is the best point of sailing. So if the wind is blowing to the left, they're going to make the best time running at a 45-degree angle to the wind. Which means we would probably want to, like, if we're in a close-hauled ship, then what we're going to do is we're going to try to get on the other side of them, over on this side of them. So that when we go towards them, we can go close-hauled towards them. And they can try to, if they try to go their fast route, broad reach, well, they come towards us. So, they've got a lot of guns, a lot of men, and a lot of cargo space. So, Spanish galleons versus Spanish war galleons, same speed, broad reach or running reach. I'm assuming running reach is running broad reach, which is there. So the war galleon has fewer max guns but more typical guns, and fewer men and less cargo space. More guns and soldiers. Ah, I see. Galleons are the largest sailing vessels on the Spanish Main. Originally, they were created because one large ship was cheaper to build than two smaller ones. However, large ships were much less maneuverable, which increased the chance of shipwreck, not to mention hindering them in battle. Galleons are slow to turn, and especially poor sailors close-hauled. Tacking into the wind is very difficult with this type of ship. Still, enormous carrying capacity and powerful armament makes the galleon a formidable opponent in battle. And of course, when we go to war galleons, it's talking about how the most important difference is that war galleons are crewed by soldiers and commanded by noble officers. So, even though the ship is the same, the men on it are not the same. Okay, a fast galleon. So we're not going to go over all of these, but fast galleon, frigate, merchantmen. A cargo flute. Bark. A sloop. The pinnace. Alright. So, we're not going to be doing famous expeditions, so I'm not going to read through all the history here. But I believe this section does have our list of flags. Historical periods. Again, we have to choose a historical period. We're just kind of going to go in blind just because. Alright, and here we go over the various cities. Alright. So, we go back to book 1. We go over creating your characters. And okay, so. But this part is somewhat important. Because while I could go in-game, and I could just kind of pick things, I don't know what they mean. I don't know what they would change. So, we're going to come in, and we're going to say, we're going to start a new career, and that requires that we select a historical time period. But what does that mean? Alright. The Silver Empire. This is the earliest period in the game. In this era, the Spanish Empire is at its peak. All the colonies in the Caribbean, with one lone exception, are Spanish. All the major ports and trade are controlled by Spain. However, Spain's profit has been so great that other Europeans are attracted to steal and plunder whatever Spain cannot protect. Because of Spain's great power, this is an extremely challenging era and should not be attempted by novices. See? That's really good information that I would not have if we didn't read the manual. Alright, Merchants and Smugglers, 1600. This era is very similar to the Silver Empire, but Spain is slightly weaker. A few abortive non-Spanish colonial ventures have begun, but the Caribbean remains essentially Spanish. Another change is the predominance of the Dutch smuggling trade. Like to the 1560s, this era is extremely challenging and should not be attempted by novices. Got it. The New Colonists, 1620. This era sees the first successful colonies founded by the enemies of Spain, while Spanish power continues to decline. With these colonies, prospects for piracy and privateering are improved. Life is fairly challenging for would-be pirates and privateers. War for Profit, 1640. This era is the heyday for small, independent buccaneers. The Spanish military and economy are at their nadir, while new European colonies are blooming through the Antilles. This period is a golden age, literally. For the independent and resourceful sailor, it is an enjoyable era for players of all skills. Then we get to 1660, the Buccaneer Heroes. These decades are the peak of swashbuckling adventure in the Caribbean. Spanish wealth is reappearing, but their military power remains a joke. European colonies and ports abound, fortune-hunting sailors crowd the taverns searching for lucky captains. This classic age makes piracy a pleasure for players of every skill level. It is the suggested level for your first game. Alright, so we will go with the Buccaneer Heroes, but we will check what this other one is, the Pirates Sunset, 1680. This era is the last for Caribbean pirate adventuring. European nations now take seriously events in the Caribbean. Navy warships are on patrol. Letters of marque are harder to find. Governors are less tolerant. Enjoy this era while you can, for it is the end of an age. This period is somewhat tougher than the previous eras. It may be a bit too difficult for novices, but other players will find it quite interesting and challenging. Alright, so, we know that we get to start in the Buccaneer Heroes era. Because these difficulty levels I do not think are explained in the game. It's just like, sure, I'll pick an era, why not? Just arbitrarily. Just like, no, there are actual difficulty gameplay concerns for picking an era. Which is good, because it's a at least pseudo-historical game. It's nice that they actually make those sorts of changes. And let's see. After you select a historical period for your game, you can create a character and just spend on different things. Okay, your nationality also helps determine your relations with the various cities of the Spanish Main. If you're English, for instance, and England goes to war with Spain, Spanish towns will be wary of you. However, your actions during your career speak louder than your nationality. If you please a nation, a governor may reward you. If you anger a governor, even a governor of your own nationality, he may order his harbor forts to fire on you. Finally, note that your nationality does not require you to support the nation during your career. Many of France's admirals during the 1680s were Dutch buccaneers. Special scenario notes, the Dutch nationality is not available to 1560. At that time, the Dutch were still a part of the Spanish Empire. There you go. So, alright, what are our difficulty concerns for our nationalities? English is often a useful nationality, it supports privateers in the 16th century, and is just as generous in the 17th. There are few friendly faces in your early scenarios, but in later scenarios, England has a number of fine ports, particularly Port Royal in Jamaica, and St. Kitts in the Caribbean Islands, the Lesser Antilles. French is the classic nationality for pirates. Although this nation provides less support to its sons overseas, it also gives them more independence, more freedom of action. France has a number of tiny settlements on Florida and in the Bahamas in early scenarios. During middle and later scenarios, cities on West Hispaniola and Tortuga are ideal pirate bases. Dutch. This is an exciting and different nationality. It's like, really? Okay, I think we're just going to go with French if that's traditional. Spanish. This is the most difficult nationality to play. As a Spanish renegade, you start in a weak position, although in 1680, you can play the interesting role of a Costa Guarda, the Spanish Caribbean Coast Guard who often acted like pirates themselves. Cool. Name. Whatever, we don't care. Nice. Special abilities. This choice determines your special skill. This doesn't much matter in apprentice level, where all tasks are relatively easy. However, at higher levels, you will want to be proficient in the area which gives you the most trouble. Interesting. So it's not necessarily a specialty per se, it is a training wheel sort of thing. It's a pick the thing that you think you're going to be bad at, and the game is going to make that part a little easier for you. So we have fencing, navigation, gunnery, wit and charm, and medicine. Difficulty level. 4 difficulty levels. Apprentice, Journeyman, Adventure, and Swashbuckler. For your first game, choose Apprentice. It's straight up saying it's like, just choose easy to start with. The difficulty level you choose determines the difficulty of each major aspect of play. At lower levels, your fencing opponents will be weaker and easier to defeat, cities less likely to fire on you, your men will need less treasure to be happy, the weather will be milder, and so on. On the other hand, your share of any plunder gained will be smaller. To attain the greatest success possible in Pirate's Gold, you need to attempt the more difficult levels. Interesting. Okay, so it makes it easier, but it's also basically the treasure that you are amassing is your score, basically. Much like real life. Your score is how much money you have. That's how real life keeps score. And in-game, higher difficulties, you get more money and thus a better score. Excellent. Okay. So, Apprentice. At this level, you get the most aid from subordinate officers on the ship. They'll tell you whose waters you're sailing in, keep you posted on the crew's morale, and so forth. This makes play easier, but whenever you divide the loot, all those experts take rather large shares, leaving little for you. Oh. That's a neat little gameplay and real-life conjunction thing they've got going there. So what is the in-game explanation for this mechanic? It's like, well, we're gonna give you a bunch of tutorial hints, but in-universe, those hints are coming from experts that you have to pay. So the reason that you're scoring lower on lower difficulty levels is specifically because you are literally paying for the advice in-game. And that's pretty sweet, actually. Let's see. Journeyman. This level is moderately easy. Your subordinates are less expert, but still good. But your share of the plunder is larger. The adventurer level is moderately difficult. Weather begins to be a large concern, and your opponents become quite deadly with the blade. Your subordinates are mediocre, but your share of the booty is quite large. And I do love a large booty. Swashbuckler. This level is difficult. The weather is extremely realistic and often quite terrible. Your enemies are powerful and universally hostile. Your crew is unruly, and your officers are wretched scum. On the bright side, if you do survive, your share of the loot is the largest possible. Okay. Fencing and swordplay. You love a large booty too? Excellent. Good to hear that I am in good company. Right, so, in the 16th and 17th century, the world was a violent and dangerous place. The European man met that violence with his blade. You discouraged thieves, righted injustice, protected your family, and maintained your honor with a sword. Whether challenged to a duel or fighting your way through a tavern brawl, skill with cold steel was simple survival. Oh, wait. Where did I put that? This is something I have from forever ago, and it is definitely not the right style, nor is it functional. It is a wall hanger only. Haha! Now we are ready to do nothing. It is purely decorative. Because while it is made of metal, the balance is pretty bad. And it is much heavier than any practical sword would be. We shall set up Damocles here. Or not. It is too... We shall not set up trap for ourselves to die to later. I'm sorry, was that scary, Liesel? Don't worry, I will put the scary sword away. It's fine. Oh yes, I know, it was very scary. I'm sorry. It made all sorts of like metal rubbing against stuff noises. Yes, we are very on theme for today with the sword, and of course, is this a board game? No, this is Sid Meier's Pirates. It's just that in this era, there weren't really in-game tutorials. Like, that was just not a thing, so the game comes with a manual. This is the game manual. I believe this is the... Alright, I am cheating a bit. This is not the 1987 version. This is like the 92 version, like the remake. But no, this was on DOS, but I believe it also came out on a bunch of other systems as well. Like, I think there was a Mega Drive version as well. But yes, this is a... Let's see, how many pages is this PDF? 68! Oh, so close. So close. One too high and one too low. Depending on which generation you're in, for which funny numbers you prefer. We can have 69 or 67. But yes, it is a large manual, so we're not going to be going through the whole thing, because a large chunks of it are historical in nature, actually. As we just went over the difficulty classes, and it's basically a bunch of different things. You didn't even know what a computer was back in 1987? Yeah, that's a thing. And it also, it plays to that in the manual, because it tells you, it has like a key for, like, LMB means left mouse button. ESC means escape key. But yes. Alright, so, choosing your weapon. Oh, I didn't even know you could choose your weapon. Okay, rapier, cutlass, or longsword. Rapier is longer reach and better good thrust, but lower damage. Cutlass has a short reach, it does way more damage. And the longsword is the classic weapon of medium length. Okay. Like all active men of your time, you are a trained swordsman. Sure I am. We'll go with that. Where were we? Yes. Attacking and defensive movements, including wrist, arm, body, and footwork, are as automatic as throwing or kicking a ball. Put together, these motions form combinations that allow you to attack, defend, or retreat in various ways. Victory depends on selecting the best combination. If you recognize an attacking combination fast enough, you can block it with a defensive combination, or counterattack with a combination which exploits your opponent's attack. Okay. The attacking combinations are thrust and slash, the defensive combinations are called parries. Any combination can be carried out low, medium, or high. That is, you can thrust high, parry medium, slash low, and so forth. So we've got some fighting game mix-up stuff going on here. You've got your highs, you got your fast high, your fast low, your block. You've got your... Essentially, you have slow and fast attack, high, medium, and low. And you have defense, high, medium, and low. And you can retreat, and you can surrender. But, oh, right, I forgot. So I did actually browse this part of the manual earlier. I'm not going to read the whole thing out in detail, but effectively, high is slow and long range. Mid is middle. And essentially, high is slowest and highest damage. Low is fastest and least damage. And all of the slashing attacks do more than the thrust attacks. So essentially, the absolute fastest and lowest damage is a low thrust, and the absolute slowest and highest damage is a high slash. Okay, what is our little historical vignette here? The common man as warrior. In this turbulent time, there were more clergymen than sheriffs. A man protects his own property and person against thieves and banditry. If he doesn't, the kings and governors surely won't. It is the rare man who goes without some kind of weapon. Noblemen settle disputes quietly in duels, rather than open warfare. You're gonna help a friend in DDO, but still gonna stay tuned to radio? You like pirates? Cool. Appreciate you sticking around. I know I personally often have streams as, we'll say, audio only, or second monitor content. But I hope you managed to help them out there. Alright, so noblemen settle disputes quietly in duels rather than through open warfare, a barbaric practice frowned upon by the crown for its detrimental effects on the important business of trade and taxation. Unable to afford the high-quality blades of their betters, common folk must be satisfied with staves, clubs, crude spears, large knives, and such homemade implements of carnage. When they could get a weapon, the common folk prefer the heavy cutlass, an ideal weapon for a stout but untutored fighter. Alright, then we get into thrust and defense. Defense is faster than an attack. And of course you can parry high, middle, low. Well, what is our little insert here for the colonial frontier? The colonial frontier is even more unruly than the homeland. This is especially true for the English and French colonies, largely populated by convicts, fortune hunters, deadbeats, religious fanatics, and other people the homeland was happy to ship across the seas. Furthermore, in the colonies, the landowner might be absent or non-existent. In Europe, every square inch of land is part of some nobleman's holdings, and he and his family usually live right up the road, ready to enforce ancient feudal custom and law. In colonies, the strongest rule by the blade. Right. Okay. Leadership in battle. Only a few of your battles are man-to-man duels. Most of the time you'll be leading your stalwart crew against the enemy. As you'll duel the enemy leader, your crewmen are also fighting his men. Morale. Your hits against the enemy leader and his hits against you change the morale of each side in battle. As your morale improves, his declines and vice versa. Your side's morale is very important to your duel and to general melee. If your morale is low, any hit might cause you to surrender. If your morale is high, your men will do far more damage to the enemy. Interesting. So that's the mechanic that they're using to carry over your ability to just straight up fight. Like, your ability in the duel. How does this translate to winning the battle? Well, we're going to call it morale. So the better you're doing in your one-on-one fight, the better your men are going to fight. Right, number of men, obviously. If morale is equal, whoever has more people is going to win. However, an inferior force with high morale can avoid casualties and inflict serious losses on a larger force with very low morale. In the long run, morale can be more important than numerical comparison. And as we just said, morale is controlled by how good are you at fencing. So we're really gonna have to do that. Firearms. Let's see. Firearms exist in this era, but they're newfangled weapons of slow speed and dubious reliability. Throughout the 1500s, firearms are fired with slow match. Reloading is a long, laborious process that requires 2 minutes or more, and it's complicated by the need to handle loose gunpowder while holding a lit match. A better gun, the flintlock, is invented in 1615. It is mainly used by hunters, sportsmen, and buccaneers through the 1630s. However, it's still too unreliable to carry into battle until the 70s. In a fight, you might carry a loaded pistol or 3, but you still put most of your faith in your trusty blade, which can't jam or misfire, and which still works if you get it wet. Unless, of course, you leave it wet and it gets rusty, in which case you start having problems. Let's see. The Dumas' Three Musketeers, set in the 1620s, the title characters are members of the most elite firearms unit in the entire French army. Still, they rely far more on their swords than their guns. In the city. Alright, what are we doing in the city? City status. Alright, they vary in size, defensive strength, economic strength, and political affiliation. Over the course of the game, the city may grow larger or smaller, richer or poorer, weaker or stronger. Cities are attacked by Indians, weakened by disease, and captured by warring nations. Occasionally, a city is sacked by bloodthirsty pirates. Your reception in a city depends on the city's present status. One city may fire upon ships when they arrive, another might welcome you with open arms. A wise pirate will quickly learn the difference. I wonder how much of the changes they go through, like the size, the strength, and so on and so forth, is like simulated, like random number generated, and how much of it is event-based, like historical things. Like, okay, this city, if you're playing in the 1640s era, this city had a plague happen in 1645. So when you get to 1645, a plague will happen in that city. Versus just plagues being, you know, your SimCity sort of random event that happens. A city's name may differ from one historical time period to the next. A city might have been captured by another power which changed its name. Alternatively, an older city might have vanished completely and a new city established nearby. Take for an extreme example, the island which is today known as Santa Catalina, off the coast of Honduras. In the early 1600s, the English started a colony named Providence on this island. The colony was later captured by the Spanish, who renamed the colony Santa Catalina. Shortly thereafter, the colony failed altogether. Thus, in the 1620 scenario of Pirates Gold, there is an English city named Providence on the island. In 1640, the city is owned by Spain and named Santa Catalina. In later scenarios, there is no city on the island at all. Okay, so that answers my question. The answer is yes, it's actually historical event driven, not random number generator driven. Let's see. Nationality. Alright, we already covered that. Economic status. Okay, so what is this? A city may be rich, poor, or in between. The city's economic status determines how many goods the merchant has to sell, their price, and whether the city will trade with you at all. Your actions can affect a town's economic status over the course of the scenario. Okay, so it's a mix of in-game actions and historical facts. If you plunder a town or engage in piracy outside its harbor, it becomes less prosperous. On the other hand, if you trade regularly in a town, it becomes wealthier. Let's see, struggling towns are in economic difficulty. They trade with almost anyone. Prices of goods are low, as are the quantities available. Alright, so they don't have much, but they'll sell cheap. Surviving, these towns have either small or depressed economies. Surviving Spanish towns trade with foreigners whose local reputation is fairly decent. Prices and quantities are usually modest. Prosperous towns have large, strong economies. Prosperous Spanish towns will trade with you only if you are a captain of high repute. Prices of goods are fairly high, and goods are available in reasonable quantity. And wealthy towns are at the peak of the economic spectrum. With very few exceptions, only old, rich Spanish towns reach this status. These towns almost always follow the letter of the law. Only the very best and most reputable captains of any nationality are allowed to trade in these towns. Prices are high, and goods are plentiful. Right, and what are Spanish trade restrictions? In Spanish towns, it is illegal to trade with anyone other than Spanish merchants who sailed from Seville and are properly accredited to the Spanish government. However, local governors and merchants often ignored this tiresome legality, especially if the economy is suffering. As a result, traders in towns sometimes ignore what the national government says and instead develop their own opinions based on your reputation in that area. Alright, so we go into forts, soldiers, citizens. If you trade, they'll grow. This is useful because a city with fewer than 600 citizens isn't important enough to have a governor. The more friendly governors you know, the more opportunities you have to get special assignments, meet their lovely daughters. Right, so this is not the first time the game has gone into the whole, like, by the way, one of your goals in game is to woo a hot chick. Like, marry the hot rich lady. It's like, okay. I mean, I guess the game is very real-life simulator. It's like, so what is your score based on? How much money you have? Alright, do I have any other goals? Marry the hot rich lady! You know what? Fair. Alright, gold. Besides gaining your company's gratitude when you capture an enemy city, you also gain some of the city's wealth. The actual amount varies for the length of the battle. Longer fights give the citizens more time to hide their wealth. Thus, a head-on assault might be bloodier than a long battle. A feint maneuver, but it will also be more profitable. Interesting. So you get rewarded for fast victories. And again, they're doing a really good job of blending in-game mechanics with historical facts, or at least historical justification. If you take too long, they'll hide everything. So you gotta catch them unaware. Okay, cool. Keeping track of the cities in the Caribbean. All other things being equal, cities slowly prosper and grow, gaining economic strength, which attracts population, who in turn hoard wealth, which obligates the government to install troops in ports to protect its wealth. Traders and smugglers help this economic growth with their buying, selling, and transport of goods. Pirates, buccaneers, and privateers taking ships from waters near the colony will hurt its economic growth. There's no profit in attacking a poor city, and it's dangerous to attack a strong one. But without spending long, tedious, and dangerous weeks visiting each city on the map, how are you to know which is which? If you keep your ears open, you can get a pretty good idea of the status of far-off cities. There are 3 ways to learn about cities. Purchase intelligence from shady characters in the tavern. Okay? The data is always correct at the time it is sold to you, though subsequent events may shortly render it obsolete. Oh, good to know. So that is a neat trick that the game says, okay, they might be shady, but if you pay them, they will tell you the truth. However, the truth can change, and that's not their fault. You can listen to gossip and ask passing ships for news. You won't get their city's actual status this way. You can learn about recent events, Indian attacks, gold mine discoveries, and those have effects. Indian attacks deplete a city's soldiers, but leave the population and economy intact. Such cities are ripe for attack. Interesting. Because the Indians, or what nowadays we would probably call the native population, especially since we're talking about a bunch of different islands with a bunch of different natives on them. Like, it's not like we're in Jamestown. We're only dealing with, like, a couple specific local tribes. It's like, if we're going all over the Caribbean, each of these islands has a whole different set of native people on it. And they're mostly probably fighting back from, well, all the obvious bad shit that settlers did in those days. So they don't care about the gold. They're just fighting the soldiers who are fighting them. Pirate raids. Pirates steal from a town whatever gold they can find. There's little profit in attacking a city which another pirate has already plundered. Alright, so if a city's been hit with Indian attacks, it's like, they're weak, let's get them. They're weak and they still have their gold. If they've been hit with pirate raids, it's like, someone already stole all their gold, and the economy's bad, so they're not going to get it back. And then, of course, diseases. Reduce the troop garrison of a city and its population. Diseases can also slow or stop the city's economic growth. Gold mines will cause a one-time upswing in the city's economy and dramatically increase the city's disposable wealth, i.e. its gold. These finds are usually small, perhaps just a short-lived alluvial wash in a nearby stream or river, but they invariably generate a gold rush mentality in the town. These cities are good to plunder. In addition, the price of everything will be high, so there are also fine places to sell goods. Neat. New governor. If a new governor is installed in a city, he doesn't necessarily have the same attitude about you as his predecessor. You won't know the new governor's attitude until you visit him. Cool, so if you're like, alright, I can't go back to Santa Clara. They hate me there, they're just gonna shoot me. And then you hear, well, they've got a new governor. It's like, oh. Well, I can work with that. Maybe this guy won't shoot me on sight. Things to do and see in town. Okay. Visit the governor. Alright, so this is the user interface screen. So you click on the ship to leave the town, the shipwright to do shipwright things, the tavern, the merchant, the bank, and the governor's house up on the hill. Right, so we can talk to the governor. Oh, be warned, however, that the nation's situation in the Caribbean is volatile, to say the least. Nations switch alliances with appalling frequency. A country's enemy one day might be its firm ally the next. Don't expect to get rewarded for attacking a country's new ally, even if they were bitter enemies when you did it. So you show up to the island, you talk to the governor's like, I hate the French. I need you to attack as many French people as possible. So you do, and you come back, and you're like, hey buddy, you know what we talked about last time? I have attacked so many French people since we last talked. Like, it's crazy how many French people I have attacked. And he's gonna be like, why are you attacking my best friends, the French? How dare you? Alright, the governor may discuss... Yes, okay. Offer amnesty. So we can get a pardon, which is cool. Alright, purchase letters of marque. I didn't know those were purchasable. I guess it's like indulgences. In the 16th and 17th century, royal governments are desperately short of funds. Building and maintaining warships is incredibly expensive, and few ships can be spared for home waters to patrol the far-off Caribbean. During wartime, governments commission private ships into their navies to supplement their scanty forces. Ooh. Do the scanty forces come with the scanty women? Or no? No, right, we're going for the rich, noble women, not the scanty women. Although, from what I understand, there were a decent number of female pirates too, so maybe the scanty pirates are a thing. I think there's a show about this. It's like Scanty and Pawking or something. But let's see. These privateers aren't paid wages. Instead, they're allowed to keep a large portion of whatever they capture. The official authorization for this practice is called a letter of marque. Holding a letter of marque makes your depredations on the high seas official. Acts of war rather than simple piracy. You are acting under orders of the nation's king, sailing under the nation's flag, as it were. Unless you've been really nasty in their home waters, that nation's governor considers you an ally and will reward you for services performed while holding a letter. They can be expensive. If you lose your letter, you'll lose your letter if you attack the nation who issued it, or if you attack that nation's allies. Purchasing a letter of marque can be a waste unless you plan to remain on good terms with that nation for a while. And sometimes you get special missions. Alright, governors and situational ethics. Oh boy. Situational ethics are my favorite kind of ethics. Let's see how they apply in this historical era. If you are quick on your feet and keep abreast of the ever-changing politics of the Caribbean, you can gain land and titles from more than just one nationality. For instance, if France and Spain are at war with England and Holland, and you studiously attack English and Dutch shipping in cities, you may very well be rewarded with land and titles by both the French and Spanish governors. After you have achieved high rankings with those nationalities, you might take advantage of the English offering of pirate amnesty to repair your reputation with the English crown. Eventually, you might be offered a chance to purchase an English letter of marque. Then, suppose English were still at war with France and Spain. If you attacked Spanish and French shipping and towns for a while, the English governor will be sure to reward you with land and titles. Eventually, you might find it possible to ingratiate yourself with the Dutch as well. This kind of success is difficult to carry off, but with luck and cunning, by the time you're ready to retire, you might have received hundreds of acres of land and patents of nobility from all four nations. Ah, gotta love situational ethics. Meet the governor's daughter or niece. Like, this is just straight up one of the options. It's like, alright, so what can you do? Alright, when you can talk to the governor. What happens when you talk to the governor? You can talk about the political situation. You can offer an amnesty. You can purchase letters of marque. You can perform a special mission. You can discuss local gossip. Or you can meet their daughter or niece. Next section, meeting your wife/mistress. Like the old toast. To our wives and girlfriends, may they never meet. Or, maybe they're also into each other. I don't know how you live your life and how your polycule is tangled. Alright, if you have been fortunate enough to gain the confidence of, or even marry one of the ladies of the court, on subsequent visit, she will tell you what she has learned since your last visit. Oh, interesting. So they also become informants. It's like, I married someone on this island, so when I come back, she's going to give me all the information I need about that island. Alright. Next up, that was all just stuff, that's what you can do when you go to the governor's office. Alright, we're going to speedrun this since we have an ad coming up, and I want to get into game eventually. Alright, the tavern, what can we do? We can recruit sailors. We can purchase treasure maps. If you can't figure out where the treasure is, don't despair. There's always a chance that some other pirate will sell you another piece of the map. Alright, so there are pieces of maps. Purchase city information, gossip. The barmaid. Barmaids in wharf taverns are worldly wise young women, battle-hardened and experienced at fending off the unwanted advances of drunken sailors. Damn straight, we love a strong woman. Occasionally, one may take a fancy to a fresh young captain like yourself. If so, she can be a very useful, if somewhat expensive, ally. If a barmaid takes a liking to you, she can tell you of the goings-off in far-off cities. That is, she'll give you city status information, and very occasionally she may present you with a fragment of a pirate treasure map. Thus, it's a good idea to buy your barmaid a drink from time to time. You never know what might happen. And then random events. Okay, cool. The merchant. Economic strength. The merchant's daughter. You really just need to talk to... You want to meet everyone's daughter. I understood. Understood. This is not an economic game. It is not a pirate game. It's not a fighting game. It's a dating simulator. We should try to collect as many spouses as possible. We have one at every port, as is traditional for sailors. Just like... I've got a... I was gonna say, like, an old-fashioned one, but I forgot the saying. Like, the newer one would be, like, hoes in different area codes, but that's not really the thing here. You know, a girl at every port is a thing. Of course, at the time, chances that the woman that you met at the port, who is totally down to be with this pirate who's going port to port, she's probably not sticking with one dude either, so I guess it's a mutual sort of thing. It's just like, look, we know what's going on here. However, their father-in-law expects you to sell him cargo at the same low rate. Ah, I see. Alright, we're gonna drop into ads for a couple minutes, and then we're gonna kind of skip more of this and get into game once we get back. So, we might have to leave and reference this at points in the game, because it seems to be a fairly complex game, but we will see what we can do. Okay, we are back. It is time to pause the loop of the game soundtrack we've been playing in the background and actually get into game and see what we can do. Yes, we want to be in English, please. Thank you. We want to start a new career. Okay, oh, it does say what difficulty there are in game. Okay, cool. We're gonna go with the Buccaneer Heroes and Easy Fun Era. Alright, it said that French is traditional, so we will be French. Okay, so do we want to attempt to get as many women as possible or win sword fights? Well, I don't have any women here, but I do have a sword here. So we're going with the sword fight. We're gonna go for the easy difficulty. Yes. As a young man, you fled your family's debt slavery on a sugar plantation. You live among the buccaneers of the coast, learning to shoot, to handle a sword, to handle a ship. Most importantly, you learn bravery and leadership. You decide to seek a life of adventure. In a seaside tavern, you meet a famous captain. I need strong men for my crew, he says. Mayhaps you'll find a berth with me. On your first voyage, a small convoy of enemy ships falls to your squadron. One enemy cuts, grapples, and starts away. Oh, right, okay. The reason I couldn't process it in my head is grapples, I'm thinking like wrestling. Like he cuts, he grapples, and starts away. It's like, no. He cuts grapples, as in he cuts the ropes attached to the grappling hooks, and starts away. Take that ship, your captain yells, and she's yours. Your party jumps aboard just in time. On guard. Okay. Okay, alright. Okay. Wait, how fast can I do this? I surrender. Okay. It's I'm having a little bit of difficulty reading his sword position. You sail to a friendly port nearby. A family friend introduces you to the governor. He provides a letter of marque authorizing attacks on enemy ships. Now you are ready to seek your fame and fortune on the Spanish Main. The sailing master takes you aside. Here in Leargane, you'll probably be wanting to see the French governor and visit a tavern. The men will be anxious for plunder and adventure, so we needn't be sightseeing for too long. Alright, presumably this is what the manual was talking about with your advisors being very useful at this difficulty level. So, we talk to the governor, and then we go to the tavern, and then we'll be good to go. The closest Spanish city is Santo Domingo, which lies many days to the east. The closest English city is Port Royal, which lies many days to the south. The closest Dutch city is St. Martin, which lies many days to the east. Cool. Alright, so let's go talk to the governor. My dear Mr. Triang, we are at war with Spain and England. I charge you to seek out and destroy our enemy's ships and towns. Okay, cool. And the tavern? Bartender. Bartender tells you that pirates plunder Port Royal. Okay, so Port Royal was the closest English city. And we know that we shouldn't try to plunder something that's just been plundered. So we probably don't want to do that. So we want to head to the closest Spanish city. Will you be wanting to drink now? Yeah. Look, it's that promising sea dog. A rowdy group of 24 men asked to join your crew. Sure. I don't think there's anything else I can do here. What? The lookout reports a sail on the horizon. We're in unknown waters. The master reminds you. Shall we investigate? Merchantman, investigate. That's a pirate. Can you tell by his flag what his name is? Okay, we need this is the copy protection. Where is the flags? Flags PDF. Here we go. It's just a straight up skull and crossbones, right? So that's Moodyford? Moodyford or Hollowcraft? That's this one right here, yeah? Moodyford. Shall we? If he's chasing us, then we don't hail for news. We close for battle. Can I not control my ship? Like, what's going on here? The two ships crash together. Through the smoke, you spot Captain Moodyford approaching. Alright, so after this fight, I'm definitely going to need to go back to the manual to read how to control the ship once we're in the open seas. Because the controls don't appear to be working? Or maybe it's tank controls? We will take the rapier. On guard. Okay. Your men flee in panic as the tide of battle turns against them. You bravely fight on and are wounded. You are imprisoned in the ship. The months pass quickly as you search for a way out of your predicament. Fortunately, you are still young and healthy. Your former comrades take pity on you and trade you for a nobleman they have captured. They agree to take you back as an apprentice captain. Okay. Sailing the Caribbean. Leaving a city you began in the game report. Your ship is docked, blah, blah, blah. Leaving the land. Your fleet. Alright, sailing. Traveling directly into the wind is always slowest. Traveling with the wind, coming diagonally from the rear is generally the fastest. Weather, sinking, okay. So, we're going to scroll all the way up top to the controls section. In town, Captain's Cavern, at sea. Ah, there we go. It is tank controls. Turn left, turn right, and then raise sails and lower sails are up and down. So when I tried to move up and down, I was actually taking my sails in and out.
Sail ho!
Dutch colors. Hail for news. Ship's news. Pirates plunder Petite Grove. England and Spain make peace. We are with France. And we're at war with basically whoever is not Dutch. We're going to go attack Spain. Captain's Cavern. I'm going to practice fencing. With a rapier.
On guard!
Huh. How does he get that hit on it? What if I just spam this button a lot? Just continuously, he just holds the defend button. Alright, I think that the that this sound effect is that he's parrying.
Oh, surrender!
And I think that there was a different noise for if it's like out of range and like you're whipping.
On guard!
Yeah, I think that was a whiff, like he was too far away. I even took fencing as my specialty. I'm still, like, just really bad at it. What? I was blocking down. Oh, is that a mid thrust? Okay. Maybe I don't understand what mid versus low looks like. Okay. Go for the high slash, because he's at long range.
I surrender.
Okay. Well, I'm doing okay with maybe reading the distance, but not so much otherwise. What if we go
On
for
guard.
long sword? All right, so he's got rapier, so he's got distance on me. Okay. Too far away. Understood.
I surrender.
Yeah, I'm not really understanding a lot of this. Map of the Caribbean. So we are here. What are the flashing bits? Is this where we are? That looks like where we are. What's the flashing red one? Okay, that was the one that was currently selected. Barbados, Bermuda, Caracas. Which was the one that I wanted to go for? It said far to the east. San Martin. Alright, we'll go over here. Wait, no, that's Dutch. French. French. English. Dutch. Giga. Marquette. What is this one? San Juan. Alright, we go for San Juan. Sure, why not? Treasure Cave. Nothing.
Sail ho.
We're in French waters. Mail for news. Pirates plunder Petite Grove. England and Spain make peace. New gold mine at Santa Elena. Indians attack San Juan. Excellent. We wanted to go to San Juan anyway.
Sail ho. Sail ho.
Okay. We're going to start tacking. That's right. The wind is constantly blowing east to west. We're going to angle ourselves back and forth into the wind, because that's the way to sail.
Sail ho!
Frigate, we're going to sail away. What if we go straight for San Juan here? That's been attacked by Indians.
Land ho!
The Spanish flag flies over the town. Attack the town! Why are we moving so slowly? Turn left. We're running into shoals, which will damage the boat. You beat your ship far from the fort. Your men refuse to march and return to their ships. What? You do not have enough crewmen to man your last ship, so regretfully you abandon it. Okay. I thought that I wanted to go for the town to avoid the fort. Apparently, we wanted to go to the fort. Maybe we make a little bit of money trading and get something a little stronger than a sloop before we try to fight anyone. Let's go to some of these Dutch colonies over here.
Sail ho!
Hail for news. New governor at Santiago, new gold mine at... Alright, sure.
Land ho!
Sail into the harbor. Visit the merchant. The merchant eyes your shabby clothes suspiciously. What's your business? We have 16 gold. Alright, so we have to plunder something, or we just have to sell our food for goods. Ah, I see how it is. Over a delicious dinner, the governor offers you a Dutch letter of marque. No, I don't have... Yeah. Okay. So, we're gonna take this to this
Land
town.
ho!
Oh, no good. Okay. So I say no good because goods were a lot differently priced.
Land ho!
Okay, how long can we do this before it becomes a problem? Like, can I just keep sailing back and forth between these two towns? I'm gonna buy all of your goods at 45 each. And we're gonna leave. I guess he doesn't get more goods. Is that gonna be the trick? Continue our voyage.
Land ho!
Sail into the harbor. Okay, so this is 75, 60, 60.
Land
Making a little bit of gold. Alright. So we should be able to sell the food at a profit as well.
Land ho! Land ho!
We're getting better. We're getting enough money that we can almost fill our hold. And hopefully once we can fill our hold, then we can do other
Land
things.
ho!
Oh, food prices here have gone way up. So we're at 90, 60, 60 here. As you conclude your business, an attractive young woman enters the shop. The merchant introduces you to his daughter. She bats her eyes at you appealingly. Immediately propose marriage! We'll make conversation first.
Land ho!
Let's see. The arbitrage on food is better because it's 90, so we should be getting a profit of 30 per food, whereas it would only be 15 per goods.
Land ho!
Yeah. We'll still keep a little food with us because, you know, we need to eat. Roll call reveals that 3 crew members have deserted.
Sail ho!
Hail for news. Indian attacks Campeche. Spain at war with Holland. Alright, so we would want to attack the Spanish colonies, but, you know, we're in a tiny sloop. There's only so much attacking we can do. Prices have gone up. We'll still buy your food in hopes that prices are also up the other place. If not, we just screwed ourselves over completely.
Land ho!
Oh. Food is even more expensive here. Okay. Bank. Yes. Each crew's member shares comes to 216 gold pieces. Most of the crew feels quite angry with their portion. What do you mean? I'm playing on the low difficulty. They should be getting lots of it. Like, I got less gold than they did. The crew swaggers off to squander their hard-won gold. The local taverns resound to the din of drunken seafaring. Do you plan another expedition? Your ship is cleaned and refitted, provisions are collected and stowed, news of your expedition spreads among the islands, small groups of hardy men return to join your band. Alright, so we don't have much... Okay, we sell most of our food for 120.
Sail ho!
Hail for news. Holland offers pirate amnesty.
Land ho!
Oh yeah. Buying all your food at 75. So, maybe there's something I don't understand about the deserting mechanic. Are they deserting because I'm not doing enough piratey stuff? Where's the map? We're going back and forth between these two. Maybe I need to try out these others in the area.
Land ho!
And we'll just get back up to 10 food. Oh yeah, there's a bunch of...
Sail ho!
Investigate. Malaria stream. Okay. I should have checked who had the gold mine.
Land ho!
Merchant. Oh yeah, you got stuff for cheap. Okay, so we bought these goods for 45. Surviving. So. Surviving. Unknown. Prospering. So these two that I did all that trading with are prospering. So they are going to have we're buying stuff at high prices. So I need to get stuff from the... Oh, St. Kitts is prospering too? Okay, so we just go straight to St. Kitts then. No. Let me steer, thank you. So we took these goods. Alright, sell them for 60. Depart. Alright, this is
Sail ho! Sail ho!
continue our voyage, thank you.
Land ho!
No.
Land
Okay, so just normal prices, 70, 60, 60.
Land ho!
Okay. We'll take your 45 pieces goods.
Sail ho! Sail ho!
Okay, alright.
Land ho!
We'll buy your goods for 45.
Sail ho! Sail ho! Sail ho!
Okay.
Land ho!
Okay. Our cargo is now full of goods that we bought for 45.
Land ho!
And now we get to offload them at 60. We are allied with Spain, and we're allied with France, and are at war with Spain. No. Tavern. Bartender. Indians attack Campeche. New gold mine at Campeche. So we might want to sell stuff to Campeche.
Sail ho! Land ho!
Okay. So we want to buy the goods at 45.
Sail ho! Land ho!
Okay, and we leave town.
Land ho!
We buy even more goods at 45. Map. Where's Campeche? All the way over there. Alright, we're gonna go try to sell them stuff and see what happens.
Sail ho! Sail ho!
Where are we on the map? Okay, yeah, we need to keep going. What are the odds that I didn't bring enough food and my crew are starving? As we tack back and forth.
Sail ho! Sail ho!
You know, for a pirate game, I'm certainly
Sail
not doing a
ho!
lot of pirating. But we need to go north to get around that.
Sail ho!
The sailing master warns you, the men be growing restless, Captain. If you don't find us plunder soon, methinks they'll mutiny. We have 20 days of food left.
Sail ho! Land ho!
You don't trade with pirates. We are at war with England, France, and Holland. We do not trade with pirates. Alright. Fine then, I need food.
Land ho!
What does sneaking into town do then? If it doesn't let you, like, trade or anything. Yeah. And now I probably don't have enough investigate. A bark. Clothes for battle. Why can I not turn? I'm hitting the turn button. We're losing this pretty badly. Why are we not moving? What direction is the wind? Alright, the wind is to the right. That would explain it. Why? Like, I keep hitting the button to say it to turn, and it's just like, but I don't want to turn. Maybe it's just a limit of the ship. Attack the town. Okay. Wait, why am I lowering sail? Like, it said in the lower right, lowering sail, but I never hit the button to lower sail. Lower sail is arrow key down. Okay, so it looks like I need to fight people in order to have any sort of success. Because the crew start mutinying and so on and so forth.
Sail ho!
A sloop. Hail for news. I'm just gonna sail around here, hoping to run into a Spanish sloop. March into town. Alright, I thought that would give me an option to attack them somehow.
Sail ho!
Guns loaded. Raising sail. Full sails. Sail damage. Sail damage. We lost the mast. We can't turn. We're having some problems. It's like we had some success with being able to with being able to what? With like trading, but if you start trading and you never do like piratey things, then your crew just abandons you. It's like, excuse you, we are pirates.
Sail ho!
Frigate, sail away from the frigate.
Sail ho! Land ho!
No.
Sail
I swear
ho!
sometimes it just doesn't accept my inputs. Merchantman, sail away. We're in a sloop. Map. Wealthy. So we would want to sell things there. Party status. Goods, nothing. Crew is unhappy. We have food. We have no gold. We have basically no cannons. Personal status. Ship status. We have a sloop. With no other information about it. Ship's log.
Sail ho!
Cargo investigate.
Sail ho!
Bark. Sail away.
Sail ho!
English colors. I think we made peace with them, but we're going to close for battle anyway. Reloading. Guns loaded. Like, I'm pounding the left key, and it's just not raising sail. Full sails. Sail damage. Lost the mast. Yeah. The whole sailing mechanic in battle is really rough for me. Spanish flag. Map of the Caribbean. Surviving. feel like I need money to make money, and I don't have any money.
Sail ho!
Frigate, sail away. Sail far, far away. There's nothing we can do with a frigate.
Sail ho!
Holland is at war with England.
Land ho!
Tortuga, sail into the harbor. We sell our food. 75 each. We're at war with England. Okay.
Land ho!
God, no! Let me out!
Sail ho! Sail ho!
Now, investigate. French colors. Hail for news.
Sail ho! Sail ho!
What?
Land ho!
Wait, what? This is a Spanish town.
Sail ho! Arr!
R indeed. Okay, where is our map of the Caribbean? We need to go south to these, I think.
Land ho!
Oh, your food is expensive. 105.
Sail ho!
Dutch colors. We're trading with the Dutch right now.
Land ho!
We will buy food from you. Dutch wealthy.
Land ho! Sail ho! Land ho!
Just like... Alright, so we're getting... Where are the English, I should say? Are they up here? There, we sail for that one. We sail west-northwest.
Sail ho!
We're on our way there. We gotta basically just attack some English sloop.
Sail ho!
Oh, we overshot by a lot. That's okay. We'll travel along this area.
Sail ho! Arr!
Full sails. Which way is the wind? Yeah, like, it's not just like that the turning radius is big, it's that it feels like when I hit turn, it doesn't even start turning.
Sail ho! Land ho! On guard!
Okay. Okay. We're gonna try for some high blows. Go for the low slash. Low thrust. Low thrust. Block mid. Block mid. He attacked high. I don't know if I'm too slow or the game is unresponsive is the thing for like I saw him attacking high and I hit like the block high, but I don't know if it was enough. Relentless attacks at different... Let's just spam attacks at different heights and see if any of them land. I think the flags at the bottom are probably morale. I don't know what the swords mean. I tried to be strategic, and I tried to like, oh, we'll read his attacks and we'll parry and whatnot. It's just like, no, we're just gonna spam attacks.
Arr!
But we need to keep heading southeast.
Sail ho! Arr!
Probably running low on food at this point.
Land ho!
We are. Interesting. Hitting escape brings me back into the merchant. Alright, and we lost all of our crewmen. I feel like I'm having a really hard time getting started. Obviously. It's just like, so you start off with a ship, a crew, and no money, just like some food. So you can either sell some food to try to do trading, which doesn't get you much, and your crew mutinies because you're not looting.
Land ho! On guard!
Oh boy. So, I think that the flags are morale. And the swords are men. Interesting. He just stands there. You failed to achieve a rank, making you an undistinguished member of your community. You accumulated a sum of 227 gold pieces during your career, making you a penniless pauper. Your exploits on the high seas leave you with a reputation as a quiet and cautious captain, unable to find a bride, retiring at 30, you were wounded numerous times. You become lonely and quiet. Return to piracy. Okay, so. We are at war with France and Holland. I don't have the gold for that. Like, I have no gold, and like, I just have food. So, I guess I'm running into a bootstrapping problem of, if I don't have gold, then what do I do? Like, I can't get better ships. I can't get better men. I just have to find someone who I can beat in a fight, I guess. Because trading doesn't work. Or at least it, trading has the problem that if all you're doing is trading, then your crew just like, yeah, we're leaving you.
Sail ho!
Choose your weapon. We will choose the long sword.
Surrender!
Captain, we've captured a 60-ton cargo flute with 6 guns. We have space for 22 tons in the hold. Shall we keep her? Yes, send a prize crew. Okay, I guess it's just that easy.
Sail ho! Arr! Land ho!
We're allied with England. No. Visit the shipwright. We do not trade with pirates. Fine then. Wait, no. I wanted map of the Caribbean. Wait, I should look at the manual for fleet. Ships. We need to be way, way up top here. Alright. Where are we? So, welcome to Pirates Gold, main menu, creating a character. That in the city, city status. I know there was a screenshot here somewhere of managing ships. That's the merchant, that's the shipwright. If you plan to sell off some of your ships in town, always sell your cargo and excess cannon first. When you sell a ship, all of its cargo and cannon are unceremoniously dumped on the wharf for you to dispose of. If you have cargo space available on your other ships, your grumbling crew will stow it away, but if there's no room, the excess cargo will be left rotting on the wharf. Under normal circumstances, you can sell this cargo to the town merchant, but obviously you have to accept whatever price he gives you. And in a poor city, merchants might not have enough gold to purchase your cargo at any price. You'll have to leave behind what cargo you can't carry or sell. Okay, Captain's Cavern. Yeah, we looked at that. Logbook, looked at that. Sailing around, got it. Select your flagship. If your battle occurs and you have more than one ship in your fleet, you can select which will be your flagship. The ship you select fights in battle. Consider your choice carefully. The type of ship you're sailing on is crucial. Ship strength. Okay. So how do I manage my... what did it call it? Fleet. Treasure fleet. Take me to the first instance of fleet. Ship status. This shows you the status of everything in your fleet. That's in... Oh, it's in the logbook. Okay. Logbook. Ship status. How do I trade between them? Because I want to put all of my guns onto one ship. Where are we anyway? Let's go over to one of these. These guys will buy and sell from me, right? Right? Okay.
Sail ho!
Investigate. Sloop. Investigate. Hail for news from the Dutch.
Sail ho! Sail ho!
English goes for battle with the cargo fleet. Alright, so I am dead in the water, I think. Or the game is lagging, because they appear to also not be moving. Like, and I can't turn. Like, I'm trying to turn. The undamaged enemy ship overtakes a slow-sailing sloop from your fleet and captures it. Why are we not moving? I can't tell if this is like, it's lagging or something,
Land ho!
or if this is like, or this is like just straight up a game mechanic, like I'm sailing into the wind and it is supposed to not let me do that.
Sail ho! Land ho! Land ho!
Longsword.
On guard!
Okay. Mix up the attacks. Okay. Alright, so we won one battle randomly, and then we failed to properly handle it. Okay, new career. Oh wait, no. We'll stay French. We'll skill at navigation. Oh, it has a different intro. You decide to seek a life of adventure. In a seaside tavern, you meet a famous captain. I need strong men for my crew, he says. Oh wait, no, is it the same one? In a few months, you are running before the trade winds with a fast, powerful warship beneath your feet.
On guard!
Okay.
Oh, surrender!
Okay. Spanish city is La Vega. English city is Alright. Spanish and Dutch are to the east, English is northwest. Okay, so we want to head east to Spain. Wait, hold up. This... I start with 3,000 gold this time? How? Why? Last time I started with like 0. Oh, well, good to know. You spend a pleasant evening with the barmaid. Very nice. Wait, just repeatedly? I can just hang out here and spend pleasant evenings with the barmaid repeatedly?
Land ho!
Okay, so. Ship. Map of the Caribbean. La Vega is Spanish, it is struggling, it has 40 soldiers and 60 civilians. We have 72 men. Oh wait, I'm losing gold. Oh, is that what's happening? Am I paying my crew, and while I was doing my trading, they were mad at me for not, Hail for news. Malaria strikes Antigua, malaria strikes Santiago. Alright, which town is this that we're about to get to? This is a struggling Spanish... Okay. So, what if I were to just do some laps around the outside of this city, hoping to find a nice Spanish ship to prey upon?
Sail ho!
Close for battle. Wait, why do I have 2 ships? I didn't select in way different settings in the beginning, did I?
On guard! I surrender!
We captured Colonel de Silva and 100-ton merchantman with 12 guns. We have space for... Yes, send a prize crew. I have information which may be valuable to you, Colonel de Silva says. Do you... Ask about the treasure fleet. The treasure fleet is in Spain. Alright, so... Where are the, where's the ships again? Where is the table of contents? No table of contents. Okay. Where are these ship descriptions? They're really far down here, I think. Like, that's historical stuff about timeline, time periods. Okay. So... we just got a merchantman, but we have frigates. Okay, so we can take all the guns and put them on our frigate.
Sail ho!
How do I know which one is which? Can I look at the details on them? No? Heck, it might be worth it to go on the merchantman just because. Are they just gonna straight up run away from me? Yeah. I wish I had some way to manage my my ships a little better.
Land ho!
Alright, so now, if I leave town... No, not personal status. I want ship status. That doesn't tell me anything about the ship status. Alright, party status, I guess. Here we go. 22 cannon, 5,000 gold. Okay, good. This is what I was hoping would happen. Because the game didn't seem to give me any user interface for how to, like, move cannons and all between ships, I was just like, screw it. I will sell my smaller ships, put everything on the merchantman, and it appears that it has worked. Although this ship looks really weird. Like, because of like the angle on it, it always appears to be going at weird angles.
Land ho! On guard! Or surrender!
Okay. Once proud Tyne of La Vega is at your mercy for the remainder of the garrison, as the remainder of the garrison flees. Your crew begins to round up gold and valuables. Okay. Like... Okay, so we basically can't sail into the wind, is the problem here on this ship. So we have to tack.
Sail ho!
French colors. Pirates plunder La Vega. Hey, that was me. I think we're supposed to be using the clouds as a reference to which way the wind is blowing.
Sail ho!
War galleon, we're just gonna sail away.
Arr! Sail ho!
English colors. The enemy ship catches fire and is destroyed as the flames reach the gunpowder magazine. Well, that's unfortunate. Like, I don't want to destroy them. I want to
Sail
loot them.
ho!
Such colors. Hail for news. Alright,
Sail
so
ho!
French colors. Hail for news.
Sail ho!
Spanish colors. Yeah, I think they just straight up run away from me. Using full sails and skillful seamanship, the enemy vessel pulls out of range.
Land ho!
Which way is the wind going? I cannot see. And we're sunk. Okay. So we got a really strong opening this time. But I've learned, don't capture a merchantman as your main battleship, because it cannot move. So, if we want to look at logbook, nope. We don't have enough crew.
Sail ho!
Alright, and we got sunk. Because we were too aggressive. Okay, merchantman has... So it says it has the same best speed as a frigate, but it feels like it's way less maneuverable. And it says that square-rigged frigates are fast sailers, fairly handy to maneuver, and faster than most square-rigged ships when close-hauled. A frigate is extremely useful for patrols and independent cruises. Okay, so even though merchantmen and frigates both have the best speed, have the same best speed possible, they handle way differently. Oh, that quits entirely. Okay. That's not what we wanted to do. Is it? No, not what we wanted to do at all. It was interesting how different the openings were. Start a new career, Buccaneer Heroes. Will be English this time. Well, fencing. Young and poor.
On guard!
This time we got basically promoted by virtue of mutiny. Just stab him already. This is the easy starting game fight. Why is he, like, blocking literally everything? There we go. Victorious, you and your friends put the malcontents ashore. Now it's time to set course for adventure, fame, and fortune along the fabled Spanish Main. In St. Kitts, you'll probably be wanting to see the English governor and visit a tavern. Alright. Spain to the west, French to the southeast, Dutch to the northwest. We're at war with Spain and Holland. Good to know. Alright, we start off with 2,000 gold. That's good. Okay. We have food, we have gold, we have cannons. Only 8 cannons. Ship status. We have a sloop. Okay, so we are a lot worse off than last time. As far as we're considered a... Alright, party map. Alright, continue with English, 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 English. Dutch. We're at war with the Dutch, aren't we?
Land ho!
Oh, you got that expensive food. Alright, 105 for food here.
Land ho!
We're buying all of your food. For 60 apiece. We're leaving town.
Sail ho!
And now we make a little bit of gold.
Sail ho!
I need to go back to an English place.
Sail ho!
You're an English settlement, right?
Land ho!
We are at war with Holland. I seek you to seek out and destroy enemy ships and towns. Okay. I guess we go and fight Holland now. Even though I was just trading with them. Sucks to be suck, I guess. And they're right here, too, so that's convenient. We don't need to sail all over the place. We just need to come right here and mill about in Dutch waters.
Sail ho!
Battle sails, full sails. Oh, I'm damaged. I can't move anymore. Gonna lose. Gonna lose. We started trying to turn, and then we couldn't turn.
Sail ho!
Now we get to go back to a friendly town and try to repair our ship. Because, like, it seemed to be going okay in the beginning. Like, can I buy a cannon? Like, I'm low on cannon.
Sail ho!
Ashcoats, we want to attack the Dutch right now, actually. We're fighting the Dutch.
Sail ho!
There we go, that's what we wanted. We will take the longsword.
Oh, surrender!
I could have sworn he was out of range. So with 6 guns, we have space for... no, plunder and sinker. We have more guns now, which means that if we get in a fight, we can actually shoot things better.
Sail ho!
This is bad. Why can I not move? It's like, you hit the turn button and it doesn't turn. Like, I'm spamming left right now, and it's just like, no. It's like, I refuse to turn. And I don't know if it's like a pseudo turn-based system where it's like you can't turn while you're reloading guns, because, like, I guess all of your guys are too busy manning the sails to, or manning the guns to reload the sails. Presents you with an elaborately written proclamation in recognition of your brave and loyal service to the English crown. Oh, we got a title. I have recently had news of your long-lost sister, the governor says. The evil Spaniard Baron de Silver knows the whereabouts of your sister. She was last seen in the city of San Juan. The governor introduces you to his young niece. She is presently being courted by Admiral de Silva, but she seems interested in you. Do you propose marriage? What cheek! Just what kind of lady do you take me for? You are but a poor, unknown apprentice ship's captain, and I am a lady of beauty and refinement, she exclaims. Yeah, that makes sense. Alright, so, leave town. Map, San Juan. That one. Alright, we sail for there. However, I don't think I can attack that. 3 forts, soldiers, citizens. Like, that's more than my armada can handle. So maybe we just head in and see what happens.
Sail ho!
Okay, next big island. No! Stop it! Stop it! Let me turn! It's like you get... It's like people parked way too close when you were parallel parking, and you're just sitting here trying to, like, go back and forth by, like, 2 inches at a time.
Land ho!
You spot the evil Spaniard Baron de Silver sneaking out a back entrance. He draws his sword as you rush after him. Longsword.
God. I surrender.
Okay. You are a skilled and able swordsman. I will tell you what I know. Your sister is held captive on a remote plantation. This may help you on your quest. This may help you on your quest? Really? Captive on a remote plantation. Somewhere near Campeche. Alright. So, map to lost sister. Somewhere near Campeche. No. Map. All the way over here. Alright, so we're on this peninsula. Wait, no. Map to lost sister. So it's on the east coast. Like here-ish.
Sail ho!
Okay, off we go.
Sail ho!
Okay, time to check the flags again. So it's like a cowboy hat dude. So that is Von Rin. Sail away.
Sail ho!
French colors. No. I tried to use my number pad to turn, and that's not how this game works. You need to use the arrow keys.
Sail ho!
Frigate with French colors. Sail away. Okay, map. Alright, we're getting closer. Okay, so we have slightly sloping into the left and then a little dot.
Sail ho!
Galleon, sail away. Come on. Oh, we got sails damaged? Lowering sail. Why are we lowering sail? Hull leaking. Raising sail. Wait, what was this map then? Maybe I'm being thrown off by this too much. Oh wait, no, we're here.
Sail ho!
Okay, so where exactly is it? All right, if we're on this little lump, it's straight in from the bottom of it. Your sister is rescued. After years of searching, you are reunited at last. I have a mysterious and exciting tale to tell, your sister exclaims. Many years ago, the Spanish plundered the ancient Incan temple. While transporting the great riches to Spain, a treasure galleon foundered and sank. By luck and craft, I acquired part of a map to this incredible treasure. Somewhere near Santa Catalina. Okay, so we have a map to treasure, like right there-ish. Okay.
Sail ho!
Our ship is too badly damaged to really do anything. Let's just double check the map real quick. Not that one. That one, yeah. So we've got a big bay looking thing here.
Sail ho!
Oh, here we go. Yes. All right, where exactly is the X? No, not that one. That one. Okay, it's over there. We're gonna sail into the bay. Okay, no, we'll walk around. Okay, so it's straight in from this little lump in the bay here. It'll just take us a while to walk there with how the walking tends to work in the game. Because it's like right... Oh, I don't have a mouse cursor while we're walking like this. You have found the lost Incan treasure. Riches beyond your wildest dreams are laid before you. 100,000 gold pieces are collected and carried aboard your ship. Okay. It is time to go to the bank and distribute the money amongst the crew. Because, as the manual told us, once you do that, your gold is safe. But if before then you get attacked and sank or whatever, it is all gone forever.
Land ho!
Spanish flag. Yes. Amid great anticipation, the plunder is counted and divided. Each crew member's share comes to 10,000 gold pieces. Most of the crew feels quite happy with their portion. It's 10,000 gold pieces. They'd better. As captain, apprentice of the party, you receive 2 officers' portions, totaling 5,000 gold pieces. As in, we get way less. Plan another expedition. Barmaid. Yeah. Holland and England make peace. Alright, so I shouldn't keep attacking Holland. Understood. Visit the governor. We are allied with France. So Spain and France are allied. No. Okay, so what is our loadout like? Party status. We have a crew of 84 men. We have 10,000 gold pieces. We have food for 45 days. We only have 8 cannons. Ship status, we have a sloop. We have an 8 cannon sloop. It is not damaged. But we are still affiliated with England, I believe. So where is...
Sail ho!
Hail for news. Okay, so we want to go to an English colony. Spanish, 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 Dutch, Spanish, unknown, Spanish, unknown. All right, let's head straight north and see what happens.
Sail ho!
Aaron Vasquez.
Arr!
Oh, I wanted to board him. But now we're stuck not moving. Why can I not move? I'm at full sails. I can't turn either. Map. We north and a little bit up. There it is.
Sail ho!
French colors. Alpha News.
Land ho!
English flag. Sail into the harbor. Visit the governor. You converse with the governor about various issues. The governor introduces you to his young daughter. She is presently being courted by Major de Silva, but she's interested in you. Make conversation. Okay, so nothing special, like all the average prices. Guadalupe. Alright, so we're not... So England isn't at war with anyone, so I can attack basically anyone I want
Sail
right now.
ho! Arr!
Alright, we're at full sails. I said turn, damn you. Maybe hit his sails? Sail damage, there we go. Why does it say I'm lowering my sails? Why do my crew randomly decide to lower sails? Like, alright, now we're raising sails, now we're lowering sails. There's something I fundamentally don't understand about this. Let us check the manual. Like, I don't understand why my crew is, like, randomly lowering sails mid-battle. Land battles. Attacking a town from the sea. Battle at sea, okay. When your encounter leads to battle, the scene changes to a ship against ship duel. Sailing. Maneuvering in battle is similar to travel by sea. You can turn right, turn left, or remain on course. You can either set full sails for maximum speed in battle, or reduce to battle sails for lower speeds with much less risk of rigging damage. You begin the battle with battle sails set. It takes some time to change sails. While your men are doing so, they can't reload the ship's cannon. See below. Fire broadside. Your guns are mounted along the port and starboard left and right sides of the ship. Therefore, to aim your guns, you turn your ship so its side faces the enemy. Okay, we got that part. When you face your cannon, your gunners automatically fire from the side of your ship nearest the enemy. The effect of gunfire varies with the number of guns firing and the size of the ship hit. For example, a broadside from a 20-gun ship into a galleon may have little effect, while the same into a pinnacle might leave her a flaming wreck. After a broadside is fired, the gun crews reload as fast as possible. Reloading speed depends upon the morale of your crew. A happy crew loads faster than an unhappy one. Enemy reloading speed depends on the quality of their crew. Warships, pirate hunters, and pirates have better quality crews than peaceful merchantmen and cargo flutes. Reloading is temporarily halted when you change sails. The gun crews leave their guns to man the rigging. Damage. When your ship is hit by a broadside, the ship's crewmen are injured and cannon may be dismounted. The stronger and closer the broadside, the more men and cannon are lost. In addition, especially powerful hits cause structural damage to the ship. Each level of structural damage slows the ship. Yes, Liesel? I'll be with you in a moment. Slows the ship and brings it closer to sinking. The damage levels are sail damage, loss to mast, hull damage, hull leaking, and ship sinking. If a sinking ship takes additional structural damage, it sinks. Okay, so the reason I'm slowing down is that I'm getting hit by bullets. Understood. In addition, in long action, nightfall may end the battle. If you fight in a battle near the shore, there'll be hazards of shoals. If you sail your ship alongside or into the enemy, your crew leaps aboard the enemy ship and attempts to take her by storm. This is what I prefer to do. Okay, so basically the reason that we lose maneuverability is that we take hits. Also, it is time to tuck in the dog. And there we go. She is safely tucked in. So what is our current status? Basically, we gotta continue. We just don't have much gold. We have only 400 gold.
Sail ho!
A bark. French colors. It's like it doesn't listen to mouse presses until you hold down the button. Because like you see, like when I hold down the button, like it'll turn multiple things at once, but if I'm like just tapping it, it just decides to not turn at all. Turn. Let me board you. Does that not count as running into them for the purposes of being able to board them? Thank you. We'll keep with the longsword. Too far away for that.
I surrender.
Oh, okay. Captured a 60-ton bark with 4 guns. Do we want... Yes, send a prize group. Oh! Alright, I want to go sell that ship, which means going to an English port. Where's a good English... Wait, we were just at an English port, right? Yeah. Let's go back to that English port. And we'll see about selling our stuff.
Sail ho!
Oh, excuse me. Investigate. A frigate. Investigate. Oh, sail away.
Sail ho!
Merchantmen. Hail for news.
Land ho!
Well, it's not very good prices, but better than nothing. And we can stock back up on food a little bit. Shipwright, repair a ship. Sail damage, repair. Let's just take a quick look at our manual. Pull out our ship thing. Because we have a sloop, but we could go for a bark. The largest fore and aft rig ship, barks are traditional designs similar to many Mediterranean merchant and warcraft. Many barks are built in the Caribbean rather than in Europe. Barks are good sailors for quiet seas, but all too easily come to grief in rough ocean crossing. This means that few barks remain from the Caribbean to Europe. Return, as the North Atlantic west to east route is often stormy. Barks are the slowest close-hauled sailors among fore and aft rigs and the least maneuverable. However, the advantages of the rig are so great that barks still surpass all square-rigged ships in both departments. Furthermore, barks carry oars, allowing them to row straight into the eye of the wind. Both good, large... Okay, so I think we do want a bark as opposed to a sloop. We can get up to 16 guns. We can get more men. We have more cargo space. It's apparently more handleable. The main weakness of a sloop is that in strong winds it is considerably slower than a square-rigged ship. Therefore, its only advantage is maneuverability and superior speed close-hauled or into the wind. Huh. Alright, so I think we sell the sloop and use the bark. Selling a ship. And now we look at our party status. Oh, we need more men. We've only got like 20-something men? We need to go back to town and go to that tavern and see if anyone wants to join a pirate crew. Hello? Is the pirate's life for you? Indians attack Tortuga. Tortuga is English. My suitor, however, is a very jealous man who will likely challenge you to a duel. Will you fight the duel? Yes.
On guard.
We get to fight and win a woman. Because this is how women are traditionally treated. You are not a person, you are simply something to be won. Okay.
Or surrender.
Alright. Amid merriment and celebration, you and your lovely bride are married. Hooray! The question is, can I marry someone at every port? It's surviving.
Sail ho!
Investigate. Spanish colors. Excuse me, please turn, thank you. As you approach the enemy ship, a white banner shoots to the top of the mast. They've struck their colors, Captain. Captain, we've captured a 100-ton merchantman with 6 guns. We have space for 40 tons in the hold. Shall we keep her? Yes, send a prize crew. You can keep your food, well, most of it, long enough to get back to town. We get to up to 16 cannons, which I believe is the max for this boat. Now time to go sell a ship. and possibly repair. Also, I think I might have a treasure map still, so we should probably go do that.
Land ho!
Selling a ship. Selling the merchantman. After dinner, you visit your wife. I've made notes of the latest news and gossip at the governor's house, she says. Look, the treasure fleet is in Havana. The silver train is in Panama. Cool. Sign them up. So, spending a pleasant evening with the barmaid in the same town that our wife lives at the governor's mansion is probably a bad idea, but hey, we were a pirate. Oh, do I need to repair a ship? Okay, parting company. Okay, party status. We have 69 men. Nice. We have 17 tons of goods. We have 16 cannons. 16 cannons in our ship is the maximum number of cannons. Okay, good. We are at maximum cannons. We're only at 69 men, so we've got space for lots more.
Sail ho!
Now for news. Indians attack Curacao. Okay, we do have somewhere near Gran Granada. I don't know if I want to hit that or not. Where are we going? What was the other one? The treasure fleet is in Havana. I don't think I can take out the treasure fleet with one ship. So we're just gonna not do that. And Curacao, I believe, is the one that just got hit by Indians. So let's go hit that. So we need to head east-southeast to go to Curacao.
Sail ho!
Cargo flute? The Dutch? You're not English. Okay. We need one more cannon. Interesting that we shot them once and they raised the
Sail
colors.
ho!
War galleon? No.
Arr!
Sail away. Okay.
Sail ho!
Frigate. Sail away.
Sail ho!
Merchantman. The French? The French were with the English. Hey, I said turn. We're gaining on you. We're gaining on you. We captured a 100-ton merchantman with 6 guns. Yes. Okay. Logbook. Party status. Crew is happy. We have a lot of goods on us. Ship status. The merchantman surrendered before I even, did anything to it. And we wanted to look at the map because we want to go there. We need to head almost straight east now. Which means tacking back and forth because we're going into the wind.
Sail ho! Arr!
Close for battle. Lift the bark, please. Thank you. Wait, why are we not moving? Okay. He's not a very good pirate hunter. First, I was been attacked by Indians. Let's try just walking in first and seeing what happens.
Land ho! Sail ho!
Investigate. Bark. Why is he so much faster than me? Did he go to full sails immediately?
Sail ho!
Turn. Yeah, the fact that turning doesn't work, it's like, if you tap turn, you don't turn. If you hold down turn, you turn super fast. I wonder if it's just like a DOSBox emulator thing, where like the inputs are getting eaten. Maybe I should like increase and or decrease the CPU cycles on it. I should get to an English port, though. I have a lot of goods on
Sail
me.
ho!
Spain at war with England. Excellent. French. English. Yeah, we'll go to Barbados. So we need to head east-northeast.
Sail ho! Arr!
Turn. Hold down the turn button. We lost another ship because the turn button didn't work. What? Okay, so I saw the shoal, but I thought I was like, the shoal was here and I was here. I thought it was south of it. So much for wanting to...
Sail ho! Arr!
There we go.
On guard!
Oh, we lose this. We lose this so hard. Yeah. The steering in combat is rough. Because it's just like, sometimes it does nothing, sometimes it does all the things at once. And because of that, and because of a little bit of a skill issue on my part, obviously,
And ho!
we had a problem. The prices aren't very good, but... Oh, and I can't sell, because I lost all of my stuff. Right, because I got captured, we lost all of our money, all of our... everything except food. Which is unfortunate, because we had been doing well, and now we are definitely not doing well. But now we need to go capture a Spanish ship, I
Sail
guess.
ho!
Eventually we'll find one.
Sail ho!
Dutch. Hold down the button. There we go. Hold down the button to turn. I said turn. Thank you. You see how it works? Like, you hit the button and nothing happens. And then everything happens all at once. Turn, damn you! Turn! I'm hitting the button. No? Okay. Alright. I'd say that's the most frustrating mechanic I've run into so far. Is that, like, the controls for making your boat turn just don't work half the time. Now they get sail damage? It took that long for them to get sail damage. Turn. 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 Spamming the turn button. Nothing happens. Try to make precise adjustments and just nothing happens. We're both moving at no speed. Turn. Yeah, see, like, see how I was, like, just going one direction, then suddenly turned, like, 180 degrees? That's the annoyance that I'm talking about with the turning. Yeah, see, it's like you don't get any precise controls, and I don't expect super precise controls from ship-to-ship combat. Yeah, now they escape, right? Yeah, they're going faster than me. All those hits on them, and I apparently never damaged them? Yeah, we're both going at 6 speed. I didn't realize I was down to 2 cannons, which is probably why this is taking forever. I wonder if we're going to get that timeout that it mentioned. Like, if it takes too long, then night falls, and you're just kind of screwed. Yeah, and they escape. And I'm down to, like, and I don't have men or cannons. Once again, I'm holding down the turn button and nothing is happening. I'm currently holding down the button. Oh, now there it goes. It's like it only decides to take input every once in a while. So you have to hold it down and hope that it decides to listen.
Sail ho!
Yep, and now we're in a... Oh, we have 0 speed.
Land ho!
Okay. Are we on... okay. Kind of cheap goods. How about the governor's mansion? Just converse with him about various issues, sure.
Sail ho!
War galleon, definitely not.
Arr!
And we shipwrecked on a shoal because we tried to go into turbo mode when we should not have. Oops.
Land ho!
Spanish flag, attack the town, we're going to die. Sail damage. Yeah, turn around. So I'm holding down the turn button again. Oh, there we go. Alright, we appear to be sailing almost directly into the wind. We need to go this way. There we go. We can go 90 degrees to the wind. It's just straight away from the wind is a problem. Okay. No, actually. Where's that map? Not the treasure map. Map of the Caribbean. Right. How do I retire again? Is that something you do in town?
Sail ho! Arr!
Okay. Map of the Caribbean. Are you an English settlement? That's Havana. Alright, so I need to head northeast, which is through all of these shoals. I think it's time to give up on this whole pirate lifestyle. What? No. And it puts me right back into the middle of all the shoals, like, as I walk forward, and it decides to not accept key inputs.
Sail ho! On guard!
Alright, we're advancing, we're advancing, we're advancing, we're advancing. We're in distance.
Surrender!
Okay. Yes, send a prize crew. We're taking all of your cannons and your sugar.
Land ho!
Well, that's right. We retire at the bank. But first, so is it intended that there is no way for me to know which of these barks is which? Or does it not matter? Because when I sell one, everything moves to the other anyway. Retire from privateering. Oh, I accidentally double clicked. It's like I clicked and then it brought me to another screen and I hit it again. Wait. Twitch, help me! Alright, we're going to try to clip our own channel and scroll forward so we can freeze frame what that was. Alright, are we sure we're going to divide the plunder? Yes. Uh-huh. Okay. Right. We got to this part. Retire from... Oh! Oh. Retire from privateering. Oh, it was only on screen for like 1 frame. What was that screen? What did it say? Okay. Maybe we'll figure it out from context. You achieved the title of English Ensign, making you an average member of your community. You accumulated the sum of 3,000 gold pieces during your career, making you a man of average wealth. This is all entirely down to the extra event of, we found your long-lost sister. And so I was like, my what? It's like, we found your long-lost sister. Okay. And then we rescue our sister from where she's being kept on some plantation somewhere. And she's like, I found the stash where all the Inca treasure is. And then that's where all our money came from. Your exploits on the high seas leave you with a reputation as an active and daring captain. You retired from privateering at the age of 31. Your bride is the daughter of a governor. You succeeded in rescuing 1 member of your family. You were wounded twice. In the course of your travels, you became quiet and contented. Your pirating days are over. Your seafaring adventures have made you a sergeant in Eleuthera, where the citizens rely upon your knowledge of the evil ways of pirates. The lure of the sea is strong, and you may still have a few good years left in you. Will you remain in retirement? Yes. No, we will not be playing another game right now. Thank you and goodbye. Alright. 4. But maybe later. Alright, now where were we? We'll pull up the manual for a sec. Alright, that brings us to about the end of stream. It was an interesting time. I will say, like, is it weird to say that maybe the highlight was going through the manual in the beginning? It was kind of cool seeing all the stuff together and seeing almost like a time capsule of how things were approached for certain parts. Like, it was just like, oh, we're going to tell you what keys do. It's like, they're gonna apologize for their copyright protection. They're going to say it's like, look, I know computers are scary, but we tried to make installation as easy as possible. And then just like, the game has so much good that it has done with the integration of the game mechanics and the historical aspects. Like, what time period you choose affects the difficulty, because that's how easy or hard pirates had it in that time period. And choosing which nation to ally with can affect the difficulty, because, again, same thing. And just a lot of stuff of that nature is actually pretty cool. And then there's a lot of... And then, of course, there's the non-integrated part with, like, the actual difficulty levels here, which is not a problem. Fencing was interesting. I will say that for the good parts, I think the bad parts was how it felt like the responsiveness of the controls was. Fencing was, I'll be honest, I ended up like button mashing because it's like a fighting game and you can just button mash your way through, and that's how that works. But on the flip side, like the ship combat, the fact that I can be hitting the turn button, and it's not just like, alright, sometimes you get shot with a bunch of cannonballs and your ship slows down because it's damaged. Fine. understood, mechanic makes sense. I hit the turn button, and I keep hitting the turn button, and I keep hitting the turn button, and I'm not turning, and then I hold down the button, and I'm still not turning for a second or two, and then it like turns all at once, like a bunch from holding it down. It's like, that's not great. It makes me feel like I'm not losing the fight. Like, it's not like there's certain games where if you lack skill, you get punished. Or if you have skill, you get rewarded. Like, you can be like, I played that well. Or if you lose, you can be like, well, I played that badly. I can do better next time. Especially for the ship-to-ship combat, a lot of the times it went wrong. I don't know what I could have done better, because I feel like it was less my skill and more like the controls just straight up not working. Which makes it, less motivating to want to try to learn it, because it feels like even if I got better at it, well, the controls still don't work, so what's the point? That said, the strategy for like whether to take fights or not in the first place, that's still completely there. Even if like the controls mid-fight aren't the best. I will say that I did find the fencing part more interesting than the sea combat part. It's unfortunate that I found it a little hard to read, and this one, unlike the controls thing I complained about, this one might just be an issue on my part for for like knowing how to read things. Because it's entirely possible that like I could actually look at this part of the manual and be like, aha, it's showing me like the 5 frames of the animation. So you can see, okay, when they're doing this, I can do this. But even then, it felt, I'll say floaty or non-responsive. And I don't know how much of that is just a feeling like does the animation on screen match like the hitbox sort of thing? Or how much of it is just me not understanding what's going on, which is definitely possible. And how much of it is just like, well, I wait and I hold parry mid, and then I go for some high slashes when I'm a little bit further away and use the range advantage. That said, hadn't played it before. It's pretty cool. I liked it. That does, I think, bring us to our last game of 1987. So our next stream is probably going to be on Friday, wherein, as per usual, once a week, we are taking a break from our 40 years of gaming to do Dungeons & Dragons Online, as we have for many years. So we'll be doing DDO on probably Friday, and then next week we will be moving forward to 1988. And let's see, 1988, I've got a couple games that I could do. We might do King's Quest IV, we might do Echelon, we might do Gradius II, or we might do Might and Magic 2. Probably not Might and Magic 2, since we did Might and Magic 1 for 1986. So, yeah, we're probably going to do King's Quest IV, maybe Gradius 2, maybe Echelon. And yeah, that's it for that. So this is where we do our awkward sign-off thing, where I remind you that there are buttons on your platform that you can hit to let me know that you've enjoyed your time here. You know, your likes, your follows, your subscribes, your membership, whatever the hell that is. If not, that's cool too. This is just a reminder. It is not a compulsion. I appreciate you being here either way. That said, it is getting late, and it is time for me to probably eat, probably go to bed, work in the morning, and all that. So, thank you everyone for being here. I hope you enjoyed this jaunt through Pirates, and